was because I was having all of the fucking difficulties in the world, so I had to redo my entire setup twice or something. Restarted my computer, it didn't do anything, so that was great. So I'm a bit annoyed, but it's fine. So there's no facecam today because I have to use the cam I would usually use as my facecam here. Yeah, I did that because I was annoyed. But yeah. Because I'm pissed that like I have to use this camera, which is less good quality than my phone, to film sketching and stuff. Because basically, usually what I do is I take my phone, I link into my computer, I go into QuickTime Player, and then I put my phone's camera, and I film it through my phone's camera. And sometimes it just does not give me the option, and that hadn't happened in a very long time. So I was like, yeah, no, that's the camera I use for my face. And so I do that, it does not work. I'm like, huh, okay, let's restart my computer, because sometimes that does it. It didn't. So I'm thinking it might be because I still haven't fucking done my software update. So I need to do that, but I didn't have time to do that before stream because I don't know how long that will take. But yeah, it probably isn't that because it's done it even before there was a software update to do, but you know. Oh, I wanted to... Wait, properties... That's not what I wanted to do. Camera... Where are you? Here. Properties. How do I... Because... Here we go, that's the right thing. Yeah, I can hope that software updates with it. But yeah, today's going to be a sketching stream, so I'm just going to do some sketches. This is my big sketchbook. Are some of the sketches I have in there. I have a bunch of sketches of this. Like, that's the issue, that, yeah, it doesn't focus as much as I wish it did. Those. I have those that I did last time. A little bit here, so I'm going to probably continue this page. Please, please, here we go. Here we go. So yeah, it's going to be a bit chaotic because of all the setup and stuff. Let's hope I can still get some stuff done. Let's hope it's still chill. Even though I'm annoyed, it's fine. It's okay, it's okay. Ah. Here we go. But yeah, it's just annoying because I have a thing that works really well and now, yeah, I have to go around it and stuff. It's just a bit annoying, but it's okay. Just chill and do some drawing. I wanted to do some, I don't know why I'm wearing my glove, I don't need my glove. I wanted to do some patch stuff because I have a top that I like to put patches on, and I wanted to do more patches for that because I have a whole plan and I've done only half of it. But I didn't want to. I was like, oh, it'd be good if I advanced that, and I was like, oh, I don't want to do that, I just want to sketch. TPH. But that aside, I hope everyone's been having a good Thursday and a good Friday and a good end of week in general. That's good. Hi Nan. Hi, hello. I saw something earlier that I was like, ugh, that's annoying. Not annoying, but like unfortunate kind of energy. Is that so a few years ago I used to do a lot of cosplay and stuff, and a character that I did cosplay was Silco from Arcane, and that's one of like the biggest cosplay stuff I've done because I did the whole vest and stuff. Not from scratch, but I repersonalized the whole thing. Like I had a vest, and I like did all the stripes and stuff. I everything on it, and I saw earlier like they released not a 360 but like a different angles of Silco with that vest, and of course there's some stuff I got wrong because I did not have the info that it looked like that canonically, and I'm like, I wish I had that when I did that cosplay, because that would have been so useful rather than having to screenshot from stuff from the show and try to find images on the internet and stuff. It would have been so useful, because I saw like the way it is in the back, and I was like, I could have never guessed it looked like that. It has a whole like harness thing going on. That's like this kind of on the back of his vest, and I'm like, it would have been so nice. Same, like all the Vi cosplayers right now are having a time because her back tattoo hasn't finally been revealed. To be fair, that's less of a thing because she does have her whole back covered, so that's not too bad if you can't have her whole back tattoo designed for that cosplay, but yeah. Always need like a fucking design bible for the characters. Something's wrong here. I think the eyes are not wrong enough. Doesn't look like them. That's better. That's the thing with reusing old notebooks. You get random pages of stuff in there. Okay, give me a second. More importantly, so that because you can't really see anything, but like that is ripped. Going to put some tape there. So the notebook doesn't fall in shambles in like 2 days or something. If there's one thing that's like undervalued by people that I think don't do drawing or art or stuff like that, that you can use for so much stuff for some reason, and once you start using it for everything, it's like impossible to not have a roll of it everywhere. This painter's tape. It's so useful, and I never use it for like the intended purpose of just like putting it around edges so it's clean. I just use it from everything. It's so good. I need to put it also there. I feel like that's fine. I feel like that's going to hold. Do I need to put it a little bit here? That's fine. Okay, great. Great. No, actually, I don't need to reference it. Here we go. See, that's the issue with this camera. It's going to continue to zoom, de-zoom like every 5 seconds. I'm so sorry. So I hope it won't be too annoying. I hope it calms down. Because I didn't have the most time to actually fix the camera as well, because I wanted to like start stream. But I'm going to try to fix it a little bit so you don't have and not show my phone, so you don't have like something too all over the place. Up. Up. Just that, but like a bit higher would be great. Yeah, I feel like that's better. Yeah, that's better than what I had just before. Hello, Helen. How you doing? Thank you. Been a few sketches. Good, you're eating some sushi. Nice, nice. Nice, nice, nice. Resting after a big day of travels. I get it, I get it. Your son's a Genshin grind? Nice, nice. Did you play a lot of Zelda on the train? Because you sent me a picture of you playing Zelda. Did you do a few things? Yeah, I know you didn't do any of the lore, but like, what did you do in general, you know? Like, did you do a few temples? Did you go to places you hadn't been before? Did you continue to go to a certain place where you were like, oh, I'm going to continue my path to this side or whatever? You unlocked new towers, got more stamina, nice. And you got a horse and named it Korra, aww, cute. For Corazon One Piece. What color is the horse? What does the horse look like? Let me look up what Corazon looks like. Corazon. Ah, nice. Baby Korra is black with a black dotted white butt. Cute! Cute. So, did you discover how? I mean, I guess did you? Okay, did you name the horse in game or just for yourself? One day when I catch a pink horse, I'm naming Korra too. Nice. All of the horses are going to be called Korra. Yeah, in game with the saddle and stuff. Okay, nice. I wasn't sure if you got to that yet or whatever, if you had discovered it or not. Nice. Did you see that you can like change the saddles and stuff with? I mean, I'm guessing it works the same as Tears of the Kingdom. It's like the more you go to all the different horse places, you get points and then you can get saddles. Yeah. And you can also change if you go to personalize the horse, you can also change their mane and how their mane looks. I know that all of my horses in Tears of the Kingdom have different outfits and stuff. And I decided what they look like and everything. You went north? Okay, good. Yeah, at least in... there's a joke that I saw a lot of places that I think is very funny. Because one of the things you can do is put one of the styles of mane that you can do is you can French braid a horse's mane, and so someone put a clip of like the thing and was like, oh my god, France exists within the Zelda universe. France is canon. But yeah, you can get different stuff, and you can get and you can change the way the hair is braided and stuff. No, and canon it. To be fair, it's only canon in the English version, because in French we don't say French braid, we just say braid. So you know, so it's only in the English version why France is canon. But I think the different styles from memory, you can just let the mane how it is. You can put flowers in the mane. You can braid it, and there's different kinds of braids, I think. Like, there's 2 or 3 different kind of braids. It's really cute. Insane. I'm excited to do some more Zelda with you. Zelda is so fun. Am I doing that too long? Wait, let's do the whole trick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's supposed to be like. Anyways, it's fine. We had a very funny exchange with Helen earlier, where Helen really likes Vi from Arcane, and so I sent her the picture of the actual tattoo that Vi has, because it has finally been released thanks to a merch company that's doing a t-shirt with that tattoo on it. And so I was like, oh, here we go and stuff, and she hadn't realized that they had the t-shirt and stuff, and I was like, that would be a great Christmas/birthday gift. And so I was like, okay, you have to tell me your size, your t-shirt size, so that I can get you a thing for Christmas/birthday. And she was like, no, I don't wear that many t-shirts, it's fine, you don't have to. And I was like, please, bestie, let me. And so I told her what it was like, and she was like, immediately, oh no, it's fine, I'll get it for myself. And I was like, no. The whole point is me getting it for you, because I want to do that gift for you. Don't get it for yourself. And I also sent a picture of the t-shirt, because I was like, just to make sure. And then she was like, oh yeah, that's great. And I was like, I know. It's just the right amount of sweet, I think. Because you do the same, that's the thing, is like, you don't want to be treated how you treat others, and that is unfair. The leg needs to be a bit more back. Sad. Annoyed and sad. I mean, we are the same person on that point. It's like, don't buy me anything. But then wanting to buy the other one everything on the planet Earth. I don't know if I made the legs long enough. Yes, okay. Just looks weird. which makes for a great dynamic in my opinion. I agree. I really enjoy the dynamic we have. That's why we're besties. That's why we're besties. Oh yeah, okay, I know what happens. This is too long. So the knee should be... No, that's too high. The besties. The knee should be here. Let's see. Yeah, I'll be fine. Okay, I'll rechange that in like 2 seconds, but for now, let's just do the other leg. There we go. Something like that. The besties. I need to find like a job where you are, so I can live like near you. That would be fun. If only. If only the world was nice and simple like that. I know, right? It'd be so fun. Idea would be living near in Canada. Yeah, that would be fucking amazing. I would love that so much. Like, the dream would be living either in like houses next to each other or like same apartment complex but like different floor. I got them, yeah. Just having to take the elevator would be sick. Yeah, exactly. Like, you go up 2 flights of stairs, you're there. Dream. Okay, well, maybe that's it. It's settled. Amazing. Oh, that's so funny. Yeah, let's out of this list. Let's take the country that's the hardest to get in for us. And let's go. Like, visa wise. The love of my life. To be fair, I don't know if I don't know about Japan's on that specific side. Like, I don't know if that would be worse than the US. I don't think so. I think the US would probably be worst. They're against every and any foreigner, to be fair. Yeah, that's not how I saw it. And like more like foreigners in general and anti-black, I think. But I don't know that much on it. Yeah, so many horror stories of harassment. Truly, truly. Fully. I saw there was this black trans couple that I follow on TikTok, and they're from the US and they're moving to France because it's easier for them to move there because that's the place they can get the easiest visa to because of the origins of one of them. And everyone in the comments was like, did you know France was racist as fuck? Like, why are you moving to France? It's really racist and stuff. And she was like, well, everywhere I'm going to go is going to be racist, and like I'm used to it. Like I've lived with racism my whole life, besties. Like, what do you think? Like, I'm getting out of the US. I know I'm not going to go. Like, and I think that was a very, very fair argument. Like, it sucks, but it's true. It's just like different shapes of it, but you know. And like, at least you don't have the fear of people having guns in their cars and stuff. At least it wasn't Italy, that's very true. And I think her and her fiance, they want to move to Spain after France. Like, they want to go to a bunch of different countries, basically. They want to travel a lot and like not settle, kind of thing, you know. Yeah, exactly. I prefer racism with free haircut than without. To be fair, I think we'll have gotta take care of that because we won't have that for long if that continues the way it's going. We'll be done by then, it's okay. Not of old age. Yeah, true. Ugh. Yeah. Pure hellish heat. Yeah. I was thinking other social laws, but you know, that works too. And tornadoes. Oh god. To be fair, like where we are, at least it's a bit more chill on that part. Like France isn't too like with those things. Yeah, war is more something I was thinking of. Did you see Republicans on Twitter being like, I wonder why there's only tornadoes in the red states right now, and it's just because it's all the states that are near the fucking sea. Where I was 2 days ago, many villages got submerged, same in Marseille. It was crazy. Florida was crazy, man. Yeah. I didn't see that at all. But I think it's because it's maybe not to the level that it is like in the US and other countries, so I'm like, maybe it's fine. I don't know. But like, I know like, even when I was a kid, there were cases where the south was like submerged and stuff. But that was mostly because of the sea and not because of like rain and stuff. But yeah, near the coast is always a bit worse. Yeah, the way it's progressing. And the people in the US were like, well, that's really weird, like near the elections as well. It's like, yeah, weirdly enough, the coastal states have issues of coastal states. What do you think about that? And people were explaining, well, it's not because of the elections, it's because like the water is warmer in those areas, so that's why there's more chances of like hurricanes and stuff. And people were like, yeah, but why is the water warmer? Because it's the ocean. Please stop being dumb. Look at the map of the earth. Look where the meridians are. You'll have your fucking answer. I'd love to know which politician is controlling the weather over there. Because that's called a deity. Yeah. Truly. But you know, it's like climato-sceptics, so like they think it's already called like changed by the government and stuff. I love that they could have actual arguments, but they're deciding to go with climato-scepticism instead. Like, the fact that there's been no evacuation orders, the fact that there hasn't been help for evacuation in some of the states and stuff, that could be an actual, like, theory that they could make work, but no. Instead, they're going to that. Like, at least make your conspiracy theories a little bit believable, you know? Just try. And like with the kind of governments we've been having, don't worry that like if it was a deity that was fucking controlling the government, they would not be doing that. They would be making sure that like the fucking weather was perfect for to be able to make the maximum amount of money. Okay, since I only have one screen, I won't be able to chat at the same time, but I'll be lurking. No worries. Have a good lurk. Like, let's send more effort into making sure that, like, plantations of food and stuff are watered so they can sell more and shit like that than anything else. That'd be more on their minds. I forgot their name. Give me a second. I love having OCs, but when you have too many of them and for too long, then you forget what their name is. Aurora, that's her name. Okay. That's okay. And that's Star. Okay, how do I want to do this? Because I need to move the camera for this. Here we go. Also, I was watching, I've been watching since yesterday, Love is Blind, because it's one of, like, my guilty pleasure shows that, like, I can't help but watch. I was sucked in by the Japanese edition that is actually quite good and quite sweet and stuff, and then I started watching the US version and I'm hooked in. Every time there's a new season, I need to watch it, and I just binge it for a while. Because it's so bad, but it's so good, and it's very funny to make fun of hetero cis-het couples. And their issues, because a lot of the time it's also a little bit sad, to be fair. There's cases where you see those people breaking down about the fact that it's the first time they've ever opened up to someone ever, and I'm like, your life is extremely sad, please get queer friends. But yeah, so I've been watching that. The new season so far is quite good. The couples are cute. I love love, so you know. I love watching people fall in love and then see the horrible shit that happens. It is incredibly entertaining. There's like, I don't watch a lot of not celebrity but reality TV. There's only 2 shows I watch, and it's Love is Blind and The Ultimatum, because I fell into both of those via international versions and then went back to watching the US one, and the US one was not annoying me, so I continued. Because there's a lot of them, usually when I end up watching the US version, I'm like, this is extremely annoying. I cannot watch this. But those 2 I was able to. The Ultimatum is one where, and they made a queer version that was quite good as well. The Ultimatum is the one where you have couples, one want to marry, one does not want to marry, and so they end up switching places with other people's partners, because that will fix their marriage somehow. And at the end they have to decide if yes or no they want to marry, or if they want maybe to marry the new person. So it's so fucking messy. And it's very funny because the French version, because that's the French version that I watched first, and then I watched the US version. The French version, they all are like, oh yeah, like even sleeping in the same bed is a bit much and stuff. And I think like one person maybe sleeps with the person that they were assigned with, but apart from that, like, it's fine. The US version, the second they get released into the wild, they're like, we're exes now. It's like, okay, it's not like we are still in a relationship and I'm doing this experiment to see what it's like to be with someone else. It's, we are now exes, and so this is my new partner, and they almost all of them has sex with their new partners and stuff, and it's like, okay. Was a very big change from the French version. Like, the way they view relationships and the way they interact and stuff with that kind of thing is so widely different. It's extremely, extremely surprising every time. Like, the quickness that they have to be like, now we're exes, okay, bye-bye, is wild. Like, the fact that you would call each other exes when the whole goal of this is to see if you want to marry the person is a thing in of itself. I made the torso too long. This is so annoying. The legs are like perfectly sized, but it's not perfectly sized compared to the size of the torso. Okay. Which means I need to kind of erase everything. But yeah, and Love is Blind is just, they date people without seeing them, and they have to try and marry each other, and if you marry, you win, basically. It's incredibly messy because it's always a bunch of people that it seems have never fallen in love in their entire life, discovering what discussing your interest with your partner is like. It's on one hand very sad, and on the other hand very funny. Like, the kind of epitomes they have. It's all very rich people, US people, so it's very like, oof. We don't have the same issues. Like, good for them, but also, ugh. You know? It's kind of funny also to see the levels, because they all have a little bit of, at least a little bit of money. Like, most of them are kind of rich. But there's one guy in this season that's rich. And he keeps talking about it, and he's like, calm down, we understood. Everyone comments on the fact that he has a Rolex watch, like, stuff like that. And he always talks about the fact that, like, he's worried that he will get with someone and the person will want to be only with him with his money, and he wants a prenup and stuff like that. It's very funny to me. Yes, but types on 12. Okay, I need to draw that up. Let's cut from 0, it's fine. Hop on. Since I want to make them on the same scale, that's my issue right now. Up. It's going to be hard also to make her not look like a child because they're supposed to be the same age. They're not adults, they're both teens, but like... Okay, so the head should be this big. That's fine. Neck. Shoulders a bit higher. Torsos like this. The hips should be around here. And then legs. Okay, that's better. Yeah, you can see like the hips ended up here on my previous sketch, now they end here. It's a big difference. And even then, I think I made it a bit higher. Hello! Hi, how are you? I'm so sorry, I fully forgot the other names that you go by. I see who you are, don't worry, but I forgot the other name. Jackie. Hope you're doing well. Doing some sketching. That's the thing, like with Zucker's chats, when I'm very thankful when I get people from there that come and check on here. But some of y'all I do not remember the names. Because there were a lot of people that went by other names than the ones in the Twitch names and stuff. Which is valid, like I do it too, like literally it's Colin Switch but I go by Evan. So I fully get that, but I also have ADHD, so I have a hard time remembering anything. Is it Warren, or am I mistaking? If it makes you feel better, I forgot too long. Valid, that's fully valid. Gotta love that people go by a bunch of different names, but then I'm like, fuck, who's who? Life is hard, there's lots of names to remember. It was one thing, like, that made, like, the reason I was never bad at history, but the reason I had a shit grade on my final history test and history exam for my baccalaureate, for my high school exam, was because I could remember in detail anything that had happened for any of the things, but I could not for the life of me remember a single date or a single name. So that's always great, you know, when you're like, here is in detail everything that has happened during this event. I don't know who was there, and I don't know when it was, but I can tell you everything that happened there. And that ended up giving me a... It's going to sound weird grade for people that are not French, but a 6 out of 20. Which is not good. No, I got a 7. I got a 7 out of 20 for my history one. No, because I got a 6 in my philosophy one, and I got an 8 at my history. Okay, yeah, I got an 8. Philosophy, I got a 6. History, I got an 8. Which was great, because they also... The two things that you can end up... Wait, I think I'm doing that wrong. The two things that you can end up have as well as like just a little like dissertation thing in that exam is you either have a map and you need to like fill it in, and it's one of the maps you've seen in class that year, and you have an X amount of maps to remember, which same is my nightmare, and I never like was able to remember any of the maps. Or you had a commentary on a history text, which I hoped it was going to be. We got the map, so that's also I got fucked over. Like, it's kind of sad, my scholar career, let's say. I was really good in history up until my last years of high school, when my brain was overstimulated by everything and I could not remember a single more thing. And I have memories of me like rewriting my fucking classes over and over and over again and not being able to remember a single information. And my teachers being like, yeah, you just need to work a little bit more. And I was like, bestie, You don't know. Leave me alone. I am trying so hard. Last year, like, I think about that sometimes. I thought about that a lot after I finished high school, but like, if I hadn't gotten my exam that year and I had to redo another year, I would have fucking dropped out because I was at the end of my rope. But I got it. I was fine. Like, I was fine grades wise. I got a few bad grades, a few really good grades, and then a bunch of middle grades. So, you know. There was not there was basically no chance that I would not have had my exam, but you know, you never know how that kind of stuff goes. What do I want to do with your arms? Also, since you arrived a bit later, I also did all of this earlier. Yeah, you never know. Like, it's just, with that kind, the way tests work here, you have to know everything from everything. So, if you just are unlucky and every fucking exam it's like the one thing you haven't remembered or the one thing you haven't like memorized, you're fucked. Basically. Background music is like, oh, thank you. Most of it, if you want to find it again, I mean, you can see it here, like you have the playlist and stuff. I mean, not the playlist, but you have the songs and who made them. But most of my background music is going to be either Ace Attorney music, the Dan & Phil Beats albums, Tears of Themis background music, or the other game by the same guy that did Ace Attorney, and I forgot the name. Not Chrono Trigger. Chrono Trigger is something extremely different. I always think it's Chrono Trigger, but it's not. Wait, Ace Attorney creator. Shutakumi, that's you. Video games. Or Ghost Trick Detective. So it's usually Ghost Trick Detective, Ace Attorney, or Dan & Phil Beats, or Hoyoverse, Tears of Themis music. So it's a bunch of video game stuff, basically, almost always. Because my playlist is, I think it's public, but I don't give out my, I don't have the link anywhere. So if you want to like find these again, it's usually one of those, but also you just have them on screen if you want them. And there's a few songs from Love and Deep Space as well, but that's like 2 songs, so it doesn't really count. I was really lucky because I started streaming just as Dan & Phil Beats. Dan & Phil did Dan & Phil Beats, which is like the albums that are made to be background music for videos and streams and stuff, and they let people use them for free. They literally made it so that they could use them for their own videos, and they were like, we authorize anyone and everyone to use them for their content, which is really, really cool. So I was like, oh my god, I have so much background music now. I actually have to add another album they just released for that, so I'm very happy for that. I'm going to just do like 2 hands on the hips, I'll be fine. So I got lucky on that part, because then I didn't really have to scour for a bunch of background music to not get copyright striked. Because since a lot of my streams I don't speak as much, or I have like at least a bunch of times why there's no sound or something, I really wanted to make sure that I had a playlist that had songs that didn't get striked or didn't get like muted by any bot for the VODs. if it doesn't need to start, it'd be fine, but since it's like a big part of the thing, I was like, I kind of need to have something that I can just leave on and I don't have to replace or mute, because then it's just nothing. That's still too long, I feel like. Oh, go fuck yourself. Bye bye. Ugh, that name as well is bad. I didn't. Well, if he comes back, I'll banish him, because that's the bot, but I just deleted by reflex. I didn't banish. I should have. That's such a fucking gross name as well. Ugh. Rip bots, yeah. I gotta love that it's not even get more viewers or whatever anymore. It's like get the best viewers. It's like, yeah, I'm sure your fake people are the best viewers that will not interact, will not do anything, will just like give views. That's the best viewers on the platform. I'm sure. I'm sure that's how that works. God. Surely a bot won't try to take info or money at all. No, never. How? Why would they ever do that? I don't understand. Ah, sorry. Small faces. It'll be fine. There's stuff happening in my DMs and I don't know what it's about, but I'm worried. Nothing bad, of course, but you know, friends panicking over stuff, I don't know why, but I'll open it a little bit and I'll see. I won't do that tonight because I'm just chilling and doing little sketches, but something that was really good with the characters I'm drawing right now is that that's a character that does a lot of hand-on-hand fighting and stuff, like MMA and stuff. In my head, she does MMA. And so a lot of the time when I first did that character, I would draw her a lot doing MMA, which is really good with like references, which is really good for anatomy studies and stuff like that. So if you ever want to get more into anatomy, fool yourself into making a character that's like a professional fighter, especially MMA, because they really have muscle definition stuff that are really easy to draw, and like you really see muscles easily on them. trick yourself into making an OC like that, and then just draw them a lot. And your anatomy skills will get better. A brawler type person? Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Because those are two characters from a story that all of the... almost... except the one from that page, which is kind of funny. This person is also from, and a bunch of people of my OCs are also from. That's all the same person, but he's also from. And she, and they all have kind of powers and stuff. And the thing is that she does not have powers, her. And so one of the ways she found to still make money and still do stuff as someone who's powerless, which is not the most uncommon thing in that world. Usually people have powers still, but it can be, like, most people have not that much of it. So someone that will never use their power in day-to-day is quite frequent. Or like just for little things. Zero power is a bit more rare, but like her. But it's not uncommon to have people that end up doing jobs that don't need any form of magic or something. Or like any high level of magic. But to be able to make kind of her weakness a strength, what she ended up doing was becoming an MMA fighter to make some money. Because she was abandoned as a child, stuff like that. And so the fact that she has never had to use powers for anything makes it that she's a lot more resourceful than a lot of other people. And so that's why she makes a great fighter in that universe. And she makes money doing that and stuff, even though she's still a teenager, but she had to get money at some point, and so she started doing that. And now she's just continuing, but with a better balance and in a safer environment than before, because she got an adoptive family and stuff. And also she has the whole, like, I'm very small, so I don't seem that threatening and stuff thing going for her. Kind of, not kind of, but kind of tough in Avatar when she does the fightings and stuff. Kind of that energy, I think. But to a lesser extent, because it's not, she's not blind or anything. And the category of fighting that she's in is specifically without powers, so no one's allowed to use any kind of magic in the arena. I think Lion would be around this height, so I'm going to draw him next. So she's not disadvantaged on that side because no one's allowed to use their powers, so it's fine. Because, like, I feel like that would be something that could happen, like, in a society that has powers and stuff. Ending up being like, okay, let's go back to, like, the root of how you fight and stuff and make it only on technique and actual, like, strategy and stuff rather than on this extra thing that we all have, but in different amounts. I feel like there would be sports categories in a lot of, like, professional sports with, like, a category with and without power, and of course, like, the champions would be very different, and the techniques and the whole way you play or do that sport or do that game would be extremely different, I think. It can be fun to think about. That head is too big. I definitely didn't make her muscly enough, but I think she's also not like people that do MMA aren't the most muscle people, but they do have a little bit of muscle. I mean, a little bit. They have a lot of muscle. It's just I need to get back into drawing her body type correctly because she's like still like very that kind of bite size in general, but I think her arms would definitely be a bit bigger and stuff. And same with her, I need to get back into drawing her body type because she used to be a professional, not a professional, but she used to be a gymnast. Still is, to be fair, but doesn't train as much. So that does mean she is very lean, but still has like very noticeable muscles and stuff. Because she was raised in a circus and was an acrobat in the circus. No, I'm not doing you abs. Your sister has abs, you don't get to have abs. Yeah, this feels like it's going a bit like the foot line I've done. I think it's not the straightest. I was like, this feels a lot lower than the others. Yeah, definitely. Because I was yeah, so your feet would be like that. Okay, that's a lot better. Steve. Steve. I love Aurora being the only one with a normal last name in the group. Love that for her. She's probably annoyed that the other two don't have actual real names, but probably pissed off by that. Why is his leg so long? Why did I let myself do that? That's fine. You can have long legs for now. The gentleman on the right is called Lime, and on the left, yeah, it's fine, don't worry, I know who you meant. He's called Lime. He is basically their guardian, those two's guardian, because they're both 16 at that point in the story. He homed those two, basically. He adopted them, not legally, but they live at their house, at his house. Yeah, that's... Oh yeah, okay, yeah. They're 14 at the time, the first time we meet them, and they're 17 at the end of the story. But basically got those two out the streets, and the only one with a real life job in this group. That's not fair, because those two do work their asses off, but he kind of gave them a home to be able to study and get back in quote-unquote regular society without the issues that they were facing, which for Aurora being an orphan that was doing MMA, and Star's whole family died after an accident. I don't exactly know why yet, but I'll know at some point. But basically he managed to get those two, and he takes care of them, and they're kind of like a re-sealed family. But Lime as a character is someone who was in a very high magic school, which is where we first start the story with our main character. He used to be at that school as well. But he was fired from that school because he kept asking a bit too much about things. And he kept being a bit too rebellious and things like that, and so he got fired. Even though he had like tons and tons of potentials, and so he started having his own life. He works as a butler in a very, very high-end hotel and stuff, and in a very like famous bar, something like that. And so he usually is in a tuxedo because of that, because he's always coming from work or to work or something. And he ends up being the love interest for the main character of that story as well, and because he never stopped being a rebellious little shit in a way, and so continues to question the government and stuff like that, and does his own little operations to try to see what's going on and help however he can, so to make society a better place. And our main character, which is not them, that's not the right story, which is them. Here we go. Meets, yeah, them. Here we go. All of that is the same character. Meets Lime at a moment in their life where they are starting to wonder if the society that they've lived in and been in for so long and followed and been a part of and helped for so long is actually as good as they think it is, because it's starting to break everywhere. And so kind of joins Lime's side and then becomes enemy number one from the government. And Lime kind of takes care of them and everything, and they end up being together. And they are a very cute couple, and I love them together. I have, anytime I listen to The Greatest Showman. This is so random. Anytime I listen to The Greatest Showman, the other side, the song The Other Side, that's usually like Zac Efron and Hugh Jackman, I think of him and the main character, and him being like, hey, get out of there, it's not good for you. And the main character being like, I'm not being manipulated, I'm very well where I am. But yeah, basically that's the story. And out the storyline is one of the characters I've drawn the most and done the most stuff with and stuff, which is kind of funny to me because it's also a character that would probably, whenever I end up writing this story, come in really late because because in my head I structure this as a 3 books story, or like 3 main big arcs, and he would arrive at towards the end, middle/end to the start of the second book or the start of the third one, depending on how I arrange my things. But sometimes you just gotta favor it, and that's fine, I think. And I hadn't drawn Star and Aurora in a very long time, so I really wanted to redraw them. So I was like, let's redo a little bit of like character art of those two, because I hadn't drawn them since I started doing this project, I think. Since I created them and stuff. Let me get, because I have my old ass notebooks over here. There we go. Because I have like, this is the first time I drew Star, and this is the first time I drew Aurora. And that was in 2019. And those were the first sketches of those two. And now they're all grown up. I mean, they're the same age, but you know. Technically, they got younger, because apparently from here I made them 18 and 16, and they ended up both being 17 now. Or 14, depending on when. And this was supposed to be Lime. This one has had the biggest glow up, I think. It's kind of fun to see old sketches and stuff. And I have a bunch of sketches of Lime and the main character, whose name is Tyler, being gay. I'm trying to find more recent ones in there, because I have some good ones in there, I think. I mean, they're all now, they're 2019, you know, but... I have anything... Maybe the second one, because the second one is a bit more... I actually don't know if it's more recent. No. They're mostly digital drawings that I have of them that are actually fine, but I'm not going to dig that right now. But yeah, I'm getting kind of back in thinking about this story recently and stuff, so like redrawing everyone is good to get them back into my brain. Yeah, it's definitely not lined. That's fine. Those two are on the same page. You are hovering over the ground. That's okay. I can always do like a little, like a. No, I'm not going to do that. I actually like the way I drew that feet. That foot. I'm not going to do that. But could have been. Because since they're kind of like a ballerina, trapezist, whatever, athlete in that way, they could just be on their tippy toes right now. Okay, I kind of want to do portraits underneath, but let's see if I can. Actually, I might just move this stuff. That's what is here. I'm so sorry for the camera jittering everywhere. Okay, yes, that's fine. Speaking of feet, how hard is it to get good at drawing them? It really depends on because like some people have an easier time, some people have a harder time. They are hard to draw in general because they are really complicated in a way. because you have kind of the big meat of your feet, then you have this, and then up, kind of, and then you have the toes on top here. But it's kind of like anything you draw. The more you draw it, the better you get at it. So I just like I would like to say I'm joking, but take pictures of your feet. Take a bunch of pictures of your feet in different angles, and then you draw them a bunch, and the more you draw them, the better you'll get at them. It sounds weird saying it like that, but it's true. I've had like classes like that where we had to do caricatures, and one of the things we ended up caricaturing was feet, and then I would like take pictures of feet and caricature them. And you understand a lot when you exaggerate the shapes. Something you can also do is there are online images of like feet like deconstructed, where you have like the different kind of muscles or like parts of them, and they're like simplified. That also helps, because then you... Ooh, I sent my pen all the way up there. Here we go. That also helps because you then understand better how like to decompose one and stuff like that. So yeah, I would recommend like trying to check out online to see resources of like them being deconstructed, like different. You would find quite easily like drawings of feet with, or like pictures of them with different part of them in different colors, so that you understand like this is this, this is that, this is that, and then like in different poses, so that you can see, oh, how does that twist, how does that move in that kind of pose. But yeah, but a lot of people find them hellish, and that's why they put shoes on top of them. But they're kind of like hands. Like hands and feet are both like stuff that are inherently really interesting to draw, but also really, really annoying to draw. Here we go. I mean, there's a reason why the creator of Mario decided to give him gloves, because he couldn't fucking be bothered to draw in hands. And there's a lot of stuff like that where characters will have gloves because the creators are like, I don't want to have to draw their hands. This is no. I get that. But yeah, like with everything, the answer is practice. And it sucks that it is. I mean, it depends. When you like drawing, it's fine, but... Also, that's why a lot of artists, the way they draw and the way they look are so similar, because the easiest way to kind of like train yourself and get good at drawing is using yourself as a reference. Like either they do for faces or for hands or for whatever. Because it's easier, like for example, if you want to draw a hand to be like this, like a thumbs up, to just put your hand as a thumbs up and redraw that. It's easier to do that than to look up like a thumbs up. So a lot of artists' style are very, very impacted by the way that they look, because it's so easy to just take yourself as a reference. Like, it's a funny thing, but I know that, for example, and I only know that because of my sculpture classes in art school, but I have long thumbs. This is weird. But usually your thumb is supposed to end around here. I'd say like a little bit smaller than mine, basically. Like my thumb is quite long for some reason. And that's just the way my hand looks. But then we had a class where we had to sculpt hands. And so you would take your own hand as example and stuff. And so I did. And I think I did like a Spider-Man pose. I did like this. And my teacher was like, the thumb is very long. It should not be this long. And I was like, but it is on my hand, look. And he was like, oh, I see. Yes, and it's fine. You actually did like your reference. I was like, okay. Good thing to learn about myself. But it's like, Nice, because then you have a bunch of artists that have little weird little things in their art because their body is like outside of the norms because norms don't mean anything and no one's body is exactly within them. Because all that you know about, all that anyone knows about proportions is like averages. It's like in average this is like this, in average this is like that. But actual people are very different from that. And that's why it's good to do a lot of live modeling, or like actually try to do a lot of live modeling, or just like draw a lot of different people and stuff, because then you see how the difference between like drawing someone because you know like bodies are supposed to look like that, and draw an actual person and be like, oh, this is different because of this and this and this, and that makes sense. And see how different bodies can be, and that's fun, I think. Because there's lots of examples like that of, oh, this is supposed to go around here, and so you do it like that because of that. And then doing some live modeling and be like, oh, this is an interesting quirk that that person has that's outside of that specific average. I think one of the most common one in art is clavicles. From what I've seen and from how people draw, I feel like a lot. Clavicles are usually... Do I have a portrait? Yeah, I have a portrait. Sorry. Hopla. Clavicles are usually either up like this or straight. It is extremely rare for someone to have clavicles like this, where it's like going down because of how bones are. But there are some people that have down-sided clavicles. And so anytime I see them, I'm like, ooh, funky little quirk. Because most people have up or neutral kind of stems. Or clavicles like this, Because when you see them in a drawing, you don't think of how it connects to the body. But in reality, you have here, there we go. Here you have the top of your rib cage, and then your clavicles go from that center top of your rib cage and connects to your humerus, which is the bone that you have here in your arm. So it connects like this on the side. Yeah, and so it depends on how your bones are and stuff. I really like anatomy, in case you hadn't noticed. I need to get back into it because I lost a lot of the knowledge I had when I went into school, but I always find it really interesting. But yeah. Wait, did I? Wait, I think I did. I said something wrong. Give me a second. I want to check something. There we go. Up. I have a doubt on something. Give me a second. Yes, I said something stupid. Give me a second. Ouais, c'est l'omoplate, hein. Yeah. You have down-sided clavicles? That's funky. Yeah, it doesn't connect. I said the clavicle connects to the humerus. That's not true. It connects to your I forgot the name of it in English, but in your back you have two big things like this, basically. And so it goes like this, and it does this, and it connects here. And this is your neck, this is your back, and those lines that you have in the back are those bones. I forgot their name in English. Wait, give me a second. I'm going to give you the actual name of them because that's stupid to not give it to you. Hopla. Scapula? Shoulder blades, here. Because scapula is not exactly that. There's a specific part. Yeah, it connects to your shoulder blades. So your clavicles connect to your shoulder blades, so that's why. Depending on how your shoulder blades are and where they are and stuff, and how your rib cage is, and if it's higher or not, then where your shoulder blades are, that's what connects that. But yeah. Because we had multiple times models come in that had like downsided clavicles. It's always funky because you're like, ooh, most people don't. I feel like it's not the rarest thing to have either, but it is definitely like not a majority of the population. Also, it seems like a gadget, but I promise you, if you do a lot of pencil sketches, getting like a little eraser like this that comes out either in a rectangle or a circle. I prefer the rectangle one, just because, but yeah. They are a bit expensive, and but I actually still have quite a bit. They are quite expensive, and the refills are also quite expensive. But they're so practical, because like you can't really get into crevices with this. So I do recommend. Since I don't like sketch the most, it's fine because then I don't have to rebuy refills a lot. But you know, if you do charcoal as well, those are really useful. But if you do charcoal, then you can just use one of those extendable erasers. That will be better, because those don't work as well for like paper, not paper, but for pencil, for that kind of lid. Ooh, and something I forgot to say about this guy, about Lime. Also here, trying to make sure you can see. Here we go. The reason why he wears a mask most of the time is because he has shark teeth. He has really, really sharp shark teeth. Like, his teeth are just all pointy. And he really likes them. He's really happy that he has them, but also he just doesn't want people to comment on them, so he just wears a mask outside. So it's just like a... Because he has his look, he really loves his look, but also people can be annoying, so... And also for his job, it's better to hide those teeth. It's kind of funny because, I mean, it's not funny, but I created a character before there was the COVID outbreak. So the reason why I was like, oh, he's going to wear a mask is mostly because I was a fucking weeb. And I was like, well, if he hides them, he can do like Japanese people just wear masks when they're sick and stuff. Like some people just wear them and that's fine. As a fashion statement as well. And I never thought more of that, and then now there's an outbreak, so I just know that there's... If that comic... If I end up making that story how I want to make it, I just know people would comment on it with that in mind, even though the character was created before the outbreak and had a mask since before the outbreak. Like, I literally have sketches of that, so it's kind of funny. A lot better than what I drew on the other side. I really need to, for whenever I get more into drawing them in general, which I hope is soon, so probably soon, I need to check how the author for Boku no Hero Academia draws Kirishima's teeth a lot, because he has, that's the same kind of teeth I want to give him, so that I get more comfortable with that kind of like attribute he has, because I'm so used to drawing him with his mask that I don't really think about it, but there's going to be a lot of the stories that he doesn't have his masks for, so it's good if I get used to that. good. Oh, he looks so much better here than he did here. I'm so happy. Sometimes I just need a few seconds and a few different sketches to be able to get back into into it. I haven't drawn today, so this is very much a warm-up. Or later, maybe. I don't know if I'll draw after stream. I'll see. Probably, to be fair. I have stuff I should be drawing. Fun fact, Lime was not supposed to be, like, when I first created him, he was not supposed to be the character that's the main interest, he wasn't supposed to be the character that the main character ends up with, the main love interest. He was supposed to be kind of a character that just I can't speak. He was just supposed to be a character that the main character has a relationship with, and then they break up and they go back to their main love interest. But I ended up liking them two together so much that I was like, I can't do this. They have to end up together. I can't do this. End up liking Lime so much and liking their relationship so much that I couldn't do that. So now they're going to end up together, and the other character is going to have a very sad life. So the character that the main love, the character the main character was supposed to end up with is now going to have a very sad life, kind of because of that. But that's okay, I think, because Lime gets the non-binary boo, so you know. Doesn't he deserve that? My little guy, my weird little guy with no eyebrows and shark teeth, that adopted two teens for absolutely no fucking reason, because he was like, I can't leave you all alone in the streets to be unsafe. He just wants the government to change drastically, and he's right about it, so like, he can get it as he should. I love the idea that sometimes he would go get the main character from the classes and stuff in uni, not in like high school, in uni, in college, and anyone from the faculty being like, why the fuck is he here, and being insanely creeped out and like scared about what's going to happen because he's here. And just him being like, I'm here to go get my partner. Don't mind me, I'm not here about y'all. I don't care about y'all, I've moved on. Your institution is still an issue and still should be dismantled, but you know, got other shit to do. I need to do a teen, not a teen, but like a younger version of him though, because a lot of those characters I know what they look like younger, especially the main three, but him I only have really thought of what he looks like during the story. I really like those two sketches. They make me happy. Like I said, I don't draw him a lot without his mask, so I'm happy he looks something like I like. I'm very happy with this sketch as well. I really like this one. I'm very happy. I managed to exactly show how I wanted them to look like. Her, I still need a few more, I think. I'm not happy with how she looks here. I'm probably going to do another one here of her to try to get more into it. But I think it's because I wasn't there with the eyes. I think the eyes are wrong. I wish I could have done this like here so I had more space here, but let's do another one here. But I think it's also the braid. I have a hard time drawing the braid. I'll have to do like my own visual bible for a lot of those things, because through the story, a lot of those characters, like, we see them at so many different ages and parts and stuff, and I know when I'm kind of drawing them. Like, this is those two, the 17-year-old version, except we meet them for the first time. They're 14, I think, is what I wrote. Yeah, we meet them at 14, and we see glimpses of them at 11. For the backstories and stuff, we see them at 11. So I need to like make sure, okay, this is what they look like at 14, this is what they look like at 17, at 15, at 16. The differences, like, how do I show that they are older and stuff. Because those are also very formative years, so you need to make sure, like, the ears too. I have that for 2 of the main characters, and I have that for some of the... But those I don't, because they're very secondary and very late in the story characters, so... I need to check that. Ah. One of my worry, if I ever manage to make this story how I want to make it, and manage to make it somehow popular, which would be a feat within other stuff, like, I'd be very proud if people actually cared about those people. One of my worries would be that people ship those two, because they're sisters, don't ship them. They're not by blood, but they're adoptive sisters, and anyone ship one of those two with Lime, that would be, no. You cannot control the internet. That would maybe happen. I could see why that would happen, but I hope it won't, because no. Because no. Don't ship the sisters together, and don't ship the sisters with their caretaker, who adopted them when they were 11, and he was like 18 or 19 at that time. Yeah, because her he takes in when she's 11, and Star 11 as well, I think. They're the same age, they get take care of the same year. Yeah, he adopts them when he's 20. I think. Wait. No. No, yes, he does, because he's 26 at the end of the story, so he adopts them when he's 20 years old. So, like, yikes. think the issues are also too high. It's a bit too high. She has. I want her to have a very kind of compact face, which is kind of hard to do sometimes. Because you have to find the right balance between the elements of the face being low enough. Well, that's not her eyes. And also just not making a squished head. No. Definitely not. Here we go. God, why am I struggling so bad with her? Sometimes you just do, and that's fine, I guess. Let's give her like bigger eyes, that's fine. Yeah, no, okay. Okay, I'm redoing the full face. That's fine. Also, he's not. Lime isn't really those two's dad. He's more of a big brother figure to them. I think he's too. Like at 20 years old, it takes a lot to be a parent, I think. I mean, you can do it. Some people do it and do great, but you know. But especially to kids that are already 11. But I think Lime would be like, I'm not your dad, please don't call me your dad. Like, yes, we're going to have a kind of relationship that's like a family bond and everything, and I'm taking care of you and I'm your caretaker, and I'm like your legal representative or whatever, but I am not your dad. Kind of more taking the big brother role. But I need to change the year those two gets adopted, because I don't want them to be adopted the same year, because that would be a bit too much, I think. I want Aurora to be adopted first, but be like there maybe like a year or two before Star gets adopted. They're not official adoptions, they're like just whenever Lime is like, hey, you're allowed to stay at my house. It's fine. You don't have anywhere else to stay, and I don't want you to live on the streets. Yeah, it's better. That's more her face. It's nice to kind of take my time. I usually draw a lot quicker, I feel like, but I've just been kind of pestering everything, just back, going forward. That's kind of what I like about sketching, that kind of stuff. It's like you just kind of play with it a lot. There's no, like, I don't need to make it good. I can, but I don't need to. It's nice also to draw it a bit bigger for once. Because my usual sketchbook that I've been using for like this past 2 years, I think. When did I get this sketchbook? 2023, yeah, so the past almost 2 years, because February is this size. So it's the size of like this amount of the page. So it's kind of nice to be able to do a bunch of bigger faces. Like literally, this thing is bigger than the sketchbook. Like this one, this sketch is bigger than the sketchbook. And I haven't sketched in it as much, which is fine. Oh yeah, here you go. Other sketches of lines that I've done a while back. And Tyler, who they are together. I have this as the cover for the playlist I have about this whole thing. I don't know if I have any other sketches of those two together in my sketchbook though. I don't think so. There's mostly like fandom sketches or sketches of other stuff in there. Might have a little bit of line, but probably not a lot of the rest. When you create a story, you always end up having a favorite child. For me, it's Lime, and the main character, and Tyler. Tyler is also a favorite child, but Lime is just very cool. Yeah, I don't think I have. I said earlier, I added these two sketches. Those two are like the two warm-ups that I did of Tyler, and I don't like either of them, but it's okay. To be fair, out of this page, I only like this one sketch. So you know, I like how I did the outfit on this one, but I don't like the face. And then this I do like. It's a little scene that I redrew that I had in my head. I'm like, ooh, no. I was like, I want to draw that, so I drew the scene. Go. But I do really like those sketches I did of Tyler though. The big one I really like, and this one is my favorite, I think. And I really like the profile one as well, but this one is really good. Because it's exactly how I see Tyler in my head. And the boyfriend. I think this one's my favorite of that page. Those two I really love, but specifically this one. Might do a little bit of shading. I think I'll do that. Okay, try to put you a little bit closer to it. Here you go. So you can see better. just going to yeah, put that on the screen for a second because I'm going to put the camera back on its normal stand for the end to talk for a little bit. Ugh. It feels like I'm stopping early because I started the stream a bit late, but you know, it's fine. I want to still stop at the same time, around the same time. Okay, we go. Wait. Ugh, that's the issue with it. Okay. Hopla. Hopla. Okay, that should be about right, I think. Should be able to see with this. Here we go. Okay, let's see. Is the camera going to be absolutely not where it's supposed to be? That's the question. Yeah. Okay, wait. Give me a second. Up. Also, it's inverted because of here we go. It's inverted, so let me re-invert it for a second. Because I need to re-invert it for that, but I'll show you. Oh, actually, I can just show this what I mean here. Oh, that we sketched today. Here we go. Jesus. And then camera is here. Here we go. Transform, flip, horizontal. Here we go. That's normal now. So, yeah, I'll try to keep in mind. I'll try to keep in mind to do extra, to like set up extra early on those streams, so I don't have those kind of issues anymore. The issue is always that like if I set up extra early and I don't have my phone for a while, it's a bit annoying. It's like I would like to have my phone and be able to use my phone, but also it's that, or if I have issues then I am really late, which is a bit annoying. It's fine. So tomorrow we have Mist stream, which I'm very excited about. I'm very excited to continue. I have not at all thought about redoing my save in the new game, but I'll probably do that. Hello, Nan. I say the word Mist and Nan falls from the shadow, but I'll probably do that tomorrow or tonight then, I think. And on Sunday it will be co-working stream, so that will probably be me doing some editing, I think. Probably editing or writing. Yeah, that's all. That's all I have to say. Thank you for joining the stream. Thank you for hanging out. I will all see you tomorrow if you so want. Yeah, bye bye. Thank you for hanging out.